ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the MUSpartans.com Spartan Show for the week of October 31st to November 4th, 2016. On this week's show, we welcome in cross-country coach Geoff Lambert and senior runners Tiffany, Harber, and Blake Harris to discuss this year's HCAC championships. MU football players Jack Kay and Eric Wietholter join us to recap last weekend's game against Earlham College, and women's basketball coach Josh Jurek stops by to update us on early season practices and the upcoming season opener. Stay tuned. Our first guest on today's show is men and women's cross-country coach Geoff Lambert. Coach, a big weekend for both your teams as the men and women were able to capture the HCAC titles. Can you give us your thoughts on the team's performance this past weekend and some of the highlights from the event?
First off, thanks for having me. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Teams ran really well. Couldn't be more proud of how they competed. We went out there with a game plan that would make us be successful no matter the outcome, and they went out and executed, and fortunately we were able to come out of there with 2 conference championships.
Yeah, awesome. And in addition to winning the titles, you were named HCAC Cross Country Coach of the Year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And what does the honor like this mean to you personally?
You know, I don't really look at it as a personal honor for myself. You know, we have a great coaching staff here in Manchester, but more importantly, we have a great team, and it's just a reflection of the hard work that they put in addition to the support from the athletic director and the school in general.
Yeah, well, congratulations on many titles.
Thank you.
And good luck at regionals.
Thank you.
To continue our cross-country segment, we welcome in senior runners Tiffany, Harber, and Blake Harris. Guys, again, congratulations on the team championships.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Can you put into words what it means to win the title your senior year?
Well, I think obviously, like always, title is really awesome, but senior year it's just kind of a really big thing because you're going out the bang. So obviously, that's always really nice.
Yeah. How about you, Blake?
Yeah, it was really cool for us. We had a couple rough years, and then to see it come together with 5 seniors up front, that was really neat for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so both of you will now begin preparing for the NCAA regional meet next week, which comes in a couple of weeks. Moving forward, what do you focus on, and how do you make sure you end your cross-country careers on a high note?
Well, it's obviously always the little things. So making sure you get enough sleep, eating right, all those kind of things. Those add up to a big thing in the end. So obviously those are important, and then just making sure you get in the mileage, do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's just doing the same stuff I always do, just being super consistent, and that always works, so that's what I'm going to keep doing.
I don't blame you. Well, congratulations again, and good luck.
Thank you.
Now it is time to honor our Spartan Show MVP of the week. This week we honored 2 teams, the men's and women's cross-country programs, as they swept the 2016 HCAC cross-country championships this past weekend at Hanover College. The women's team claimed their 2nd straight title, with the men nabbing their 1st since 2013. Both squads were led by individual titleists, with Mariah Jordan winning her 2nd for the women and Connor Bresnahan winning his 1st for the men. The win also marks the 6th league title for both squads since 2009. Congratulations to both teams.
Now we take a look at our first set of weekly highlight segments. This week we start by looking back at the men's soccer program's final home game of the 2016 season against Bluffton University last Wednesday afternoon. The team finished its home schedule on a high note, defeating the Beavers with a 2-0 scoreline. The scores, both coming in the first half, were the first of Alex Sanders and Alex Baker's collegiate careers. The game was also highlighted by goalkeeper Brady Foreman's 5th career shutout. The men ended their regular season Saturday with a win over Earlham College 4-0 to end with a 9-6-3 record on the year.
Next up on today's show, we have junior football player Jack Kay and senior football player Eric Wietholter. Gentlemen, you got your first big win this weekend against Earlham College. How do you feel you performed in that match, and how do you feel you got the win? And what was Coach Jensen's message going into that match?
Yeah, something big this week. We really focused on toughness. I think every day in practice we really brought the intensity. We did new drills. We really were going at it, and we all came together as a team and definitely had fun this week. And you can kind of see it in the game, I think, as where we all came together. We're really going out there playing our hearts out, and we were having fun.
And Coach Jensen's message after the game, he kind of was just stressing on how good this felt, and after all the time, effort, and energy that we put into it, how good of a feeling that was. But he wanted to stress that the next day, started on Sunday, that our goal for the week was going back to just trying to be 1-0, not looking too far ahead or behind us, just focusing on Hanover this week and what we have to get done.
Sure, and you mentioned Hanover, that's our next question. Hanover coming in this coming Saturday, and a talented team. What do you feel the keys to success are against a team like that?
Still, I think defensively, I think what the coach has been preaching all year, we have to do a better job of it, and just knowing our assignments, running down the ball when we're on defense, and when we get the ball tackled, we've been doing a really good job of gang tackling and that thing, and we just got to go out there and cause turnovers, and I think we'll be successful.
And Eric, this will be your last game here at Carl W. Burt Memorial Field. What are the emotions like running through your head coming into your last game in Manchester?
It's pretty crazy to think that 4 years gone by so quickly. I mean, make some of your best friends here. I mean, I've had one of the best coaches here, and all the coaching staff has been great here. It's kind of crazy to think that it's going to be my last game home, but it's been a great experience, and I'd never look back.
Well, congrats on your first win this past weekend, and thanks for joining us today.
Yep, thank you. Now we take a look back at more of our weekly highlights. This time we look at the football team's first win of the season over Earlham College last weekend. The Spartans took command early in the game and did not look back, scoring 45 points in the first half en route to a 65-13 victory over the Quakers. The Spartans' win was highlighted by a 500-plus yard afternoon on offense, 450 of which came via the ground game. Manchester will conclude its home season with Senior Day 2016 when Hanover College comes to Carl W. Burt Memorial Field this Saturday for a 1:30 p.m. kickoff. All right, next up on the show, we have our rapid fire hot seat segment with Eric Wietholter, our senior offensive lineman for Manchester University. And how it's going to work is we have 45 seconds on the clock. We're going to ask him a whole bunch of questions here written on these note cards. It's a little bit about some of his favorite things at Manchester University. Also mixed in this week, we have a few things about Halloween as we continue to celebrate the holiday on Monday. So Eric, we'll go ahead and start right after I read the first question, okay? So Eric, what other sports have you played competitively other than football?
I've done soccer, wrestling, and basketball.
What would be your perfect vacation destination?
Let's say the Bahamas.
All right. What's your hometown?
Zionsville, Indiana.
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's.
Reese's. Okay. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite professional athlete?
Let's go Rob Gronkowski.
Do you have any siblings, and if so, how many?
Yeah, I have one older brother.
Okay. Do you have a favorite band or a favorite song?
Country. I just say country in general.
Okay. Favorite holiday to celebrate?
Christmas.
Okay. Favorite music genre? Other than you said country already. So high school?
Zionsville High School.
Major or minors?
Counting.
Okay. Counting. Favorite campus club to be involved in on campus?
Counting and business club.
All right. Well, with that, that is all we have for you for this rapid fire segment. Thank you for joining us, Eric. It is now time for more weekly highlights. We now look back at the Battle of the Blacktop Wrestling scrimmage this past Friday. The scrimmage serves as the annual kickoff to the new wrestling season, but this year there was something noticeably different. The event was held outdoors in the parking lot by the Joe Young Switzer Center and Garber Hall. The fans in attendance were treated to a great evening of wrestling with beautiful weather, and the Spartan faithful also got their first look at this year's competitors. The Spartans start their regular season action Friday, November the 11th at 7 p.m. as they host Wabash College for an evening duel.
Our final guest on today's show is women's basketball head coach Josh Dan. Coach, the team has been together for a few weeks of practice now. Can you give us a little initial thoughts on how those practices have gone and how the team is coming together? Well, we'll take that as the team is coming together nicely and they're looking forward to this season. And your season begins with a couple of weeks with the Mainview Tip-Off Classic here at Manchester University. What does it mean to your program to have a type of event like this on campus? Well, Mainview, glad to have Mainview partner with this team and glad to have this event every year, and the competition is great and gets the team prepared for the season. Thanks, Dan, for joining us today on the Spartan Show.
Our final highlight segment of the week is the volleyball program's senior night activities from last Wednesday night against Wright St Lake. The program honored senior outside hitter Cordy Chowning and senior setter Heather Racine during an evening where the Spartans swept past their opponents 3-0. During the match, Chowning led the hitting category for the Spartans, tallying 11 kills on 26 total attacks, and Racine tossed up 34 assists to lead the Spartan victory. Congratulations to both members of the class of 2017. Now let's take a look at what's up and coming on the Manchester University Athletics calendar. On Wednesday, the women's volleyball team will head to Defiance College as the number 5 seed in the HCAC postseason tournament for the quarterfinal round beginning at 7:30 p.m. If the Spartans win their quarterfinal matchup, they will play this upcoming weekend. Dates and start times can be found by visiting www.muspartans.com. And on Saturday, the men's and women's swimming and diving teams will head to Baldwin-Wallace University for a 1 p.m. start time, while the football program plays host to the Hanover College Panthers in HCAC contest at 1:30 p.m.
That is all the time we have for this edition of the Spartan Show. Make sure to stay up to date with all Manchester University stats, scores, and news by visiting www.muspartans.com. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to tune in next week for another edition of the Spartan Show. Happy Halloween!